Hello everyone. This lecture is for the subject Design, Planning and Control of Production System. This subject is open elective for third year BE student in MBM Engineering College, Jodhpur. Design, Planning and Control of Production System has 5 units: Production Planning, Scheduling, Inventory Systems, Project Planning and Control, and Supply Chain Management. Out of which 2 units we have already covered in previous lectures. Now in this lecture we will cover the third unit, that is Inventory Systems. Now the standard books are shown on the screen right now, and I would recommend a student to refer the standard books based on industrial engineering, production planning and control, and production and operation management, because these lectures and lecture notes will give you basic ideas and concepts useful for these topics. But to get more numericals, to get more case studies, students should also refer the standard books. So this lecture is based on the third unit, that is Inventory Systems, and the learning outcome of these lectures are cost factors relevant to operations and inventory control, EOQ with shortage and uniform production, and EOQ with quantity discount. So we will discuss the various costs occur for maintaining the inventory, various types of inventory we will see, various approaches we will discuss, then how to decide the quantity to order, that is based on several approaches. One of the important approach is EOQ, that is EOQ model, mathematical model, that we will discuss. We will solve a numerical on this. Then we will see the effect of quantity discount on economic order quantity in this lecture. So this screen shows you the various types of inventory in supply chain: raw materials, components, work in process, finished good, distribution inventory, and maintenance, repair and operating supplies. Let us know more on these inventories. Raw materials are purchase items transformed into products. For example, gold is transformed into jewelry. Components are parts used in building the final products. For example, a transformer is a component in an electronic product. Work in process are items in process throughout the plant. So they basically we can say that products are not manufactured instantaneously, but there is always some work in process items that are kept in inventory flowing through the plant. Next comes the finished goods, because after the product is completed it becomes finished goods. Example, bicycle and automobile. Last one is the distribution inventory. Finished goods and spare parts at various points in the distribution system are kept in distribution inventory. They are stored in warehouses or in transit between warehouses and consumers. Next comes the types of demand, independent and dependent. As we can see by the standard definition, independent demand is for the finished goods only. Those finished goods are sold to someone outside the company, while dependent demand, it is for the parts used in the production of finished product. So independent demand is based on the customer demand, while dependent demand on is based on the finished goods we need to produce. So dependent demand items are dependent on the independent demand items. There are several ways of using inventory that helps us to decide to keep inventory in various situations. So we will discuss briefly about all these inventory. First one is a seasonal inventory. It is useful for future demand, seasonal fluctuations, plant shutdowns and vacations. So if you come across these kind of situation, you need to keep the seasonal inventory. So companies build inventory to maintain the level production throughout the year. Next comes the safety stock. It is maintained to protect against possible demand variation. It is also called buffer stock or reserve stock. Next comes cycle stock. In this case, company produces more than the immediate requirement. Next comes the transportation inventory. It is in transit between manufacturing plant and distribution warehouse. Next comes the speculative inventory. It is a build-up to protect against some future event like strike, price increase or shortage of products. So a company typically builds a speculative inventory to ensure a continuous supply of necessary items. Last is the maintenance, repair and operating inventory. It includes maintenance supplies, spare parts, lubricants and daily operating supplies such as pens, pencil and notepads. These items support general operations management but are not part of the product the company builds. Now we'll see the various objectives of inventory management. It provides acceptable level of customer service, it allows cost efficient operations, and it minimizes the inventory investment. So customer service is a company's ability to satisfy the needs of its customers. So customer service measures the effectiveness of the company's inventory management. While company can achieve cost efficient operations in many ways by using the work in process inventory to buffer operation, by maintaining a standard level workforce throughout the year, by building the inventory in long production run, in that case the setup cost will be reduced and you will be having the decreased per unit setup cost. Last, you can purchase large quantity at a discount that will help you to keep the operations at cost efficient. And you can also minimize inventory investment using the inventory management. Like a company can measure its minimum inventory investment by its inventory turnover, that is the by the level of customer demand satisfied by the supply on hand. Next comes the various inventory cost. So there are several costs you come across while you keep the inventory. First one is the item cost, which is cost per item. Holding cost is the storage cost, typically stated as a percentage of a unit value. So if you are having certain unit value, that holding cost will be the some percentage of that unit value, normally 15, for example 15 to 25%. Ordering cost is fixed, it is constant amount incurred for each order placed, while shortage cost is the loss of customer goodwill and lost sales. How you determine the order quantity, that depends on several approaches. You can try one of these to satisfy your demand. Lot for lot quantity, in case of lot for lot we order exactly needed for the next period. In case of fixed order quantity, there is a predetermined amount for each order, while for min-max system, when on hand inventory falls below a predetermined minimum level, order enough to refill up to maximum level. Order n periods means you order enough to satisfy demand for the next n periods. There are mathematical models available to determine the order quantity. The most common is economic order quantity EOQ model. It is an optimizing method used for determining order quantity and reorder points. While you can also consider the discount while ordering, and that comes into consideration of quantity discount model. It modifies the EOQ model process to consider cases where you get discounts as per your quantity ordered. These two figures will make you clear about the economic order quantity. So as per the above figure, there is the total inventory available is 600 items. So once you consume these items and you goes down to 200, then you need to reorder your items, so that as soon as it reaches to 0, you again get the required amount of parts in your inventory. So that will keep your production going. You will not be blocked somewhere. So it depends on this model, that how much quantity you require at what point of time. So that will help you to decide on ordering the quantity and the time when you should order your items. As shown in the below figure, as soon as this inventory depleted, you get reorder of your items, and that inventory replenished for next production cycle. So there are certain assumptions for this model, economic order quantity. The demand is known and constant, no safety stock is required. Lead time is known and constant, no quantity discounts are available in this model. Ordering costs are constant, all demand is satisfied, and the order quantity arrives in a single shipment. The total cost equation for EOQ model as shown on the screen. Total cost depends on annual demand, quantity to be ordered, holding cost, and ordering or setup cost. So it depends on several costs and annual demand also. So by this equation we can get the total cost as per the economic order quantity we use to give the order. So in this EOQ model, the total annual cost will be the annual ordering cost plus annual holding cost. So total cost will be the sum of the order cost you may you occur, and the annual holding cost you need to pay to keep the product in the inventory. So you can see the total cost and the holding cost. The ordering cost goes down if the quantity of order is increased, because if you place large number of items in order, you can get possibly a reduced cost for your order, while the holding cost is 0 in the starting, and it goes up if your quantity is more. And you can see the one vertical line, that is for EOQ. So this is the quantity for which you will get the minimum cost as shown in the total cost curve. So the quantity for which you will get the minimum cost is EOQ, that is the under root of 2 ds by h. Again it depends on the annual demand. D as setup cost and h holding cost. Now to decide when to make the reorder is by the equation R equals to DL. So reorder point in units means once you goes down to certain point, then you need to reorder. So that point is R, and that is the multiplication of D, the daily demand in units, multiplied by the lead time in days. And you, if you want to keep the safety stock also, you should add that safety stock to the your reorder point. Let us try to understand this EOQ model using this example. Here the weekly demand is 240 units, number of weeks per year we take as 52, ordering cost is rupees 50, unit cost 15, annual carrying charge is 20%, and lead time is 2 weeks. So these and demand, ordering cost and holding cost will contribute to the total cost, while lead time will help you to decide on the reorder point. So this is the solution of the given problem. First we calculate the annual demand, the holding cost, that is the 20% of the unit cost, rupees 3 per unit per year. Then you calculate the quantity, the economic order quantity we should order. Then as per that quantity, the total cost will occur as the sum of annual cost, ordering cost plus holding cost given by this equation. Then also you can get the reorder point multiplied, D is multiplied by L. So in this way you can get the reorder point also. So using this example, it is shown in this lecture that you can easily calculate the quantity, the cost associated with that quantity, and the reorder point means once you start with the 100,000 or multiple units, and if you goes down to the 480 units, once you reach down to the 480 units, you need to reorder your items to get your production continued. Last comes the quantity discount model. It has assumptions such as unit price depends upon the quantity order. So as you get variation in your quantity of ordering, then you will get the discount as per your quantity. So if you consider the quantity discount, then the total cost equation will be D by QS plus Q by 2H plus PD. So addition here is the product quantity multiplied by the product cost multiplied by the your the discount. So whatever discount you get multiplied by the cost, and that will be added to the total cost. So this is the modified total cost equation for the quantity discount model. Let us try to understand this quantity discount model with the given example. KC Laboratory maintains an inventory of test kits. It uses 780 kits each year. Ordering cost are rupees 15 and holding cost are rupees 3 per kit per year. The new price list indicates that orders of fewer than 73 kits will cost rupees 60 per kit, 73 through 144 kits will cost rupees 56 per kit, and orders of more than 144 kits will cost you rupees 53. Now determine the optimal order quantity and the total cost. So you can see once you order more, you will get the price reduced. So if it is fewer than 73 kits, the cost per unit item is 60. If you order between 73 and 144 kits, the rupees for per kit will be 56. Similarly, if you order more than 144 kits, the unit cost will be 53. So as soon as you increase the order quantity, the unit cost get reduced. So as per this trend, what would be the optimal order quantity and the total cost for this company? Let us try to solve this problem. First we try to calculate the economic order quantity with the standard formula, and it gives you 89 kits. As mentioned earlier, if your economic order quantity is 89 kits, it falls into the second category, that is if you order between 73 and 144, the unit cost will be 56 as shown in the question. So now the for this quantity the unit cost will be 56. So as per this, the quantity qualifies for a price of 56 per kit, since it is not the lowest possible price, because we have a lesser price also in the question. So we calculate the total cost as this price and compare it with the total cost at any lower price breaks. So if it is the lowest price, then this is the final answer. If you have lesser price also in the question, then you should calculate the quantity as per that price also. So first we calculate the quantity, and we get that the price for this quantity is 56. So as per this, we calculate the total cost. So for the 89 kits and the unit price 56, we calculate the total cost. And if we order more, because the price is 53 for the ordering quantity more than 144. So if we order more than 144 kits, so if I order for 145 kits, for this order the total cost will be rupees 41,638. So you can see the difference. For 89 kits and unit price 56, the overall cost is rupees 43,945. And if your order quantity is 145 kits and unit price is 53, the total cost is 41,638. So in this case you save rupees 2307. So the KC laboratory should order 145 kits at a time, since it will save rupees 2307 for each case. So we can compare similarly the various cost available in the question. Then you can decide how much quantity you should order to get the maximum benefit, to get the maximum saving in your ordering. So in this lecture we have discussed about the various costs for operation and inventory control, basic EOQ model with uniform production, and also the EOQ model with quantity discount. So in this way we are now in the end of the unit 3. In next lecture we will be covering rest of the unit of this subject. I would again request a student to refer the standard books to get more numericals like this, and to get clear about all these topics, so that you can discuss with your teachers during your online classes, and you get maximum benefit for this subject. Thank you.